welcome back. You're watching our special episode of CNBC TV 18 Overdrive's jury round, which is currently underway at the Buddh International Formula One track. It's time now for us to show you the contenders for Car of the Year. Here they are.
I think the Eon is a very nice package for a small car. I think it looks very refreshing. The Alto in comparison, well, it's familiar also, so I think that causes us to be a bit jaded about it, but it doesn't have to look simple just because it's an entry-level car, and I think the Eon proves that. The interior space is quite nice. You can actually fit 3 people into the third row. It's not always the most comfortable, but you can fit 3 people into the third row, which is nice. The engine is a 3-cylinder. There's a little bit of vibration, the sort of thrumminess that comes from it.
Hyundai Eon, I must admit, was very disappointing. There's a lot of engine vibration when driving it around. The gearbox, the gear lever just goes all over the place. You just can't find. It's not like slotting in right.
I think Hyundai have done a very nice job of the entry-level car.
Well, just look at the Brio. You look at it from any angle and you smile. From the front to that distinctive glass tailgate, every single angle has been designed to make you smile. I love the way it looks.
I just didn't like the rear end of it. At the top it's got glass, which is, I feel it's not practical and not a very good idea.
Even from the inside, now you can feel the cost that has been taken out from here and there. It does feel a little cheap in places. The plastics don't feel that premium. But otherwise, the Brio is a nice place to sit inside also. And for the size, for its compact size, it's got surprisingly good interior space. Well, we always thought that the Honda 1.2-litre iVTEC engine was the class of its field, and it still is. It's been slightly tuned for efficiency, so performance is not as scintillating, but still, it revs beautifully, it sounds brilliant, the gearbox is excellent, it's like Musca.
And the price at which they are offering, very reasonable, good for a city, because looking at Indian crowded cities, very nice, I think, very good car.
It feels totally solid to drive, very sturdy, and gearbox is good, and handling, like I said, was good.
I drove it around, and for its size, 1.2 litre, the way it handles, very crisp, very good on the brakes, very responsive through the corners, hardly any body roll. So it's all in all, it's a small car, but it's got lots of room on the inside, and it's fabulous. I think Hondas have got a great product there.
The Swift, it looks very much like the older Swift, but the reality is that it's an all-new vehicle, new platform. It's still a nice-looking car, but it doesn't look very distinctive like the old car.
I have the older version of the Swift Petrol, so I drove the new one. They've definitely upped the interior as well a little bit, and looks are better inside as well. The finish is better.
The petrol engine has got variable valve timing on the intake side, so performance has improved, efficiency has improved. They've worked on the diesel engine also.
I think the engine is a very strong point of the new Swift now. They've really done a great job on the engine. It's I think completely bulletproof, and the suspension is a big improvement. It's got more travel.
From what I drove a Swift around 2 years back, I think remarkable changes. I think the latest Swift is very nice.
I like the styling. I honestly do like the styling, and I do like the engine in the new Swift. It's much nicer. It's more responsive. It feels nicer to drive. It's all in all, I think it's a good Suzuki product.
Diva has not had the kind of impact I think that Toyota would have wanted it to have, principally because the demand is outstripped the supply, and some of the demand is then filtered on the other cars that have come into the market, the newer cars, the Brio, the Swift. They've also been there in the last few months, and so the impact that it would have initially had, that's sort of watered down. Also, I don't think a lot of people are taken very nicely to the way the interiors feel, though it's a nice car, it's a Toyota, reliability and all of that, but the interiors, it does not feel as upmarket or as luxurious as the Indian customer wants it to be.
It's again a good car, good match to the Swift, but it lacks a little bit of refinement and a little bit of too plasticky inside with not a very strong engine, and at the same time the tires and the suspension is a little bit of a weak spot that they have in the car.
The Sunny's basically taken that mid-size segment to a whole new level. Nissan's always, had sound engineering. The cars were always very, very good in those respects, in terms of drive, in terms of engine, in terms of transmissions, and the ride quality, the handling. All of that was excellent. But the Sunny takes that, changes that entire game, offers you a lot of space. Initially, we thought the Indigo was the only one with the long wheelbase and the only car in the mid-size segment that offered you that kind of space and comfort. Now the Sunny, well, there's ample space in the back. It's as spacious, I guess, as the Superb, and that's saying a lot about that car.
The engine is the best part of the car. Okay, the engine is the best part of the car, but the Nissan Sunny, I think it's more individual taste that people will buy it for. I probably won't go ahead and buy it, but as a car, if that's the budget and somebody likes the external styling, the rest of the car is nice. Okay, it's a nice road car, it's a good street car, it's something that you won't be disappointed. You're buying what you get, it's similar to you.
The impact Skoda Rapid will have is largely on Skoda, principally because, at the end of the day, it's just a rebadged and a redesigned Vento. And sharing that fortune between the two companies, the Vento is doing very, very well in the market. So I presume people who don't want the same kind of exterior styling will want to go in for the Skoda Rapid. And that's about the only thing that customers will be looking for. Apart from, of course, the Volkswagen reliability, build quality, the comfort and the luxury factor, which is all there in the Vento and it's all there in the Rapid as well.
The engine has got its spunk in it. I think the gearbox is a little bit off. Wasn't as good as I thought it would be. And for a Skoda, I think it didn't meet my expectations for Skoda because the previous Skodas have been a lot better than this one.
Well, Skoda has built up a brand for itself. It's giving value for money cars previously. The Rapid itself, again, it's got fantastic features, drives very well. Sits on the road very well, very firmly planted, I would say. Again, I think it'll do fantastically well. Maybe the negative goes that it's somewhat similar to the Vento.
I was waiting for the serious mask to come off. You cannot expect these boys to be on a track and behave themselves. On that note, we're going to take a quick break, but when we return, the final 6 contenders for Car of the Year.